Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Ghetto, run, keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So justify and I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I shall never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gonna bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down war and crime. Say Rastafari. War and crime. And do that righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah Jah. Jah Rastafari. Save all people. And we love Jah. We love Jah Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love Jah Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. It's just as I and I say, watch a man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I and I should never hold thy peace, but we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way, prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and fight down war and fight. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah Jah, and we love Jah Jah. Jah Rastafari, preserve all. And we love Jah Jah, Jah Rastafari. Me love Jah Jah, Jah Rastafari. Me love Jah Jah, Jah Rastafari. Preserve all. Me love Jah Jah, Jah Rastafari. Jah Rastafari.
The People's National Party put out a statement late, I think, not too far enough, that I will argue during the course of the night. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us, to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us. We've put out an article on the PNP silent with the knowledge of the People's National Party statement put out this evening, which I don't think go far enough. And I will tell you why. Beautifully crafted, I think, well written, but didn't go far enough as it should have, and I'll tell you why shortly. Debbie Jarvis TV, good evening. Gloria Morris, good evening and welcome. Good evening. Marcia Thomas, good evening. Thank you all for joining us. Sabina Sarkodi, Lawrence Michaels, Barbara Simpson, good evening. Laverne, Pyra Prime, good evening. Good evening. Colin, who else is here? Monica Wills. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Like and share the live for us, please. It's on their social media page. You can read that fine writing if you want. I'm not in the job of reading fine writing. My eyes are not that young. I don't have a problem in the way their statement is crafted. I have a problem in how far it goes. But first, I want to go to the article that we did on the People's National Party's silence. You to listen to the article carefully, because just this statement alone is not enough. In the article, you will hear all the things that we would have expected the opposition to be doing at a time like now, and whether they are being strategic and whether the strategy they're playing will turn around to bite them. But we start off with the article, then we'll go to the rest of them tonight, because the PNP don't go far enough. Just literally don't go far enough.
The sound of silence. Analyze.
I'll tell you why they don't go far enough. Maybe they're not hearing what we are hearing.
The sound of silence. Analyzing the PNP's passivity amidst the West Central Kingston taxpayer debacle. In the volatile arena of Jamaican politics, silence is rarely just the absence of noise. It is a calculated, or perhaps miscalculated, political statement. Currently, the political landscape is being rocked by a public and messy debacle in West Central Kingston involving high-ranking Jamaica Labour Party figures. When a member of parliament and a councillor from the same governing party engage in a public spat over the allocation and management of taxpayer funds, it typically signals a moment of extreme vulnerability. However, the most curious element of this saga is not the infighting itself, but the relative quietude of the People's National Party. The headline, "The JLP Internal War over Public Funds, Why is the Opposition Staying Quiet?" serves as a jarring indictment of the current state of opposition politics in Jamaica. The anatomy of an internal war. The conflict in West Central Kingston is more than a simple personality clash. It is a fundamental breakdown in the administration of public resources. When taxpayer money becomes the bone of contention between an MP and a councillor, it suggests a lack of oversight, transparency, and institutional control within the governing party's constituency machinery. For the JLP, this internal war is a public relations nightmare that exposes cracks in the party's prosperity narrative. It reveals a scenario where personal or factional interests may be superseding the collective duty to serve the constituents of Kingston. In a healthy democracy, such an opening is a golden ticket for the opposition. Usually, a political party out of power would seize this opportunity to frame the government as disorganized, self-serving, and fiscally irresponsible. By highlighting the internal friction, the PNP could effectively argue that if the JLP cannot manage its own internal distribution of funds without public warfare, they cannot be trusted with the macro management of the national purse. The role of the opposition and the duty of accountability. The primary constitutional and moral mandate of the PNP is to act as a watchdog. Their silence in this specific instance is statistically and strategically deafening. By asking why is the opposition staying quiet, we are forced to look at the PNP's current leadership and tactical approach. Are they waiting for more evidence, or have they lost the killer instinct required to win back the Treasury benches? One must consider the optics. When the government is caught in a loop of internal finger-pointing regarding public funds, the opposition's role is to amplify that noise until it reaches every corner of the electorate. Staying quiet allows the JLP to frame this as a family matter that can be settled behind closed doors, effectively shielding the details of the taxpayer money debacle from the rigorous scrutiny of a parliamentary debate or a public commission of inquiry. The PNP's passivity essentially grants the JLP the grace period they need to perform damage control. Strategic calculation or political lethargy. There are several theories as to why the PNP might be holding its tongue. The first and most charitable is the Napoleonic strategy. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. By letting the MP and the councillor continue their public spat, the PNP may believe the JLP is doing more damage to itself than any opposition press release ever could. However, this is a risky gamble. In the age of 24-hour news cycles and social media, a failure to lead the conversation often results in being left out of it entirely. The second, more cynical theory is that the PNP may be wary of glasshouse syndrome. If the opposition feels that their own historical or current management of constituency funds could not withstand the same level of scrutiny they are demanding for West Central Kingston, they may choose a path of mutual non-aggression. This omerta between political elites is exactly what disenfranchises the Jamaican voter, creating a feeling that both sides are two sides of the same coin when it comes to the lack of accountability for public funds. The impact on the electorate. The ultimate victim of this silence is the Jamaican taxpayer. When the JLP fights over money and the PNP says nothing, the message sent to the public is that taxpayer funds are merely spoils of war to be divided, rather than a sacred trust to be guarded. The unaligned or swing voters, those who will ultimately decide the next general election, are looking for a party that displays a fierce protective instinct over the national purse. If the PNP cannot find the voice to condemn and investigate a blatant debacle in a key constituency like West Central Kingston, they risk appearing irrelevant or worse, complicit in a culture of political entitlement. Silence in the face of a fiscal scandal is not a neutral act, it is a concession. Conclusion. The internal war within the JLP over West Central Kingston's funds offered the People's National Party a clear path to moral and political high ground. By choosing to stay quiet, the PNP has missed a vital opportunity to define itself as the party of transparency and disciplined governance. As the JLP works to patch its internal wounds, the public is left wondering if the opposition is truly ready to provide the robust oversight that Jamaica so desperately requires. In the final analysis, a quiet opposition is a luxury the taxpayers cannot afford.
The job of the PNP is to make sure the four corners of Jamaica, the 2012 corners of the diaspora, hears this message that Rosie Hamilton is singing. This one statement that doesn't go far is not enough. Miss Bercelli, where I do as the communications strategist, we don't hear nothing from you yet, you know. We don't see a video put out there. We don't see a pamphlet put out. Nothing. No press conference. Do you remember before leading up to the general election, in the same West Central Kingston where the Lawrence Rowe Stephen McGregor debacle spill over, you remember the press conference after press conference, the interview after interview, the statement after statement where Marlon Morgan put out? Do you remember how them pinned down Dayton Campbell, Golden? Dayton Campbell, Golden couldn't barely speak about the issue in public, and Lawrence was just flattering and going so, and Cliff did just a run with the narrative so. You see the PNP, nah man, what going? You see the PNP them tap about no conference. This is how much it is on now, you know. I take them up until today. The PNP full of lawyers. Lawyers are known to prepare a case within hours. When you have an urgent case to submit to the court, you don't take days to prepare it. You take hours to prepare it. Them just come out with a statement that doesn't go far enough. Let me tell you why I think their statement don't go far enough. They meant in their statement they mention all the allegations that Rosie is making, as well as they stitch in the $31 million jail scenario as well. They've also stitched in his link to Andrew Holness Estate Bridge as well. And they have made a referral to MOCA, to IC, and to the Auditor General Department for an investigation. That is welcome. That is welcome. Hear why it doesn't go far enough. Now, Donovan Williams, one of the allegations that should stand out in the Donovan Williams Rosie Hamilton spit spat is the stealing from the ministry, the misappropriation from the ministry, the use of ministry resources for political capital in an area where it should not have been distributed. Mark Golden and the People's National Party, in their statement, did not call for the removal of Donovan Williams from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security pending the investigation. There's high level allegation. Unless me miss, but me read the whole thing, squint through it, bing, bing, bing. Me squint through the whole thing, as I tell you, all the allegation were Rosie and Mick, they mentioned the $31,000 for the jail where indeed involved in the galanging. They mentioned the link to him with Andrew Holness Estate Bridge. But the biggest part of the allegation, one of the big part of the allegation coming out of this is where Rosie alleged him of taking Melissa things to prop up himself politically, to buy political mileage. And Mark Golden and his team, with that referral today, did not call on the Prime Minister to remove Donovan Williams from the ministry pending the investigation. How long will this investigation take? However long this investigation takes, Donovan is still at the ministry stealing with impunity. Isn't it? Or me have it wrong? Shouldn't Mark Golden be calling? Shouldn't Mark Golden and the PNP be calling for the removal of Donovan as state minister in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security pending the investigation? There's allegation that if it was any of you in the private sector and an allegation is being leveled against you of such that is leveled against Donovan Williams, you would have been suspended pending investigation. Why is Mark Golden and the People's National Party not calling for Donovan's removal from the ministry pending the investigation? What if when the investigation done, it proved that Rosie is right? You leave Donovan there to steal with impunity. Amongst all the things, all the allegation that the councillor is leveling at the MP, Norman Ferguson, Lynette Jenkins, all the allegations carrying them out, the councillor is leveling at the MP. Integrity-wise, that alone should give consideration for a call for his removal. But to know that one of the broader allegations, Barbara, is that he's stealing from the ministry. He's misappropriating the ministry resources. He has misappropriated Melissa relief. He has fraudulently acted on the solidarity program. Mark Golden, them no call for them ongo call for investigation. So. So. Then just call for so. So Donovan Williams will be left in the department to steal with impunity until the Auditor General IC Mocha report come out. If you're calling for that high level probe, this is not just like Darrell, where Darrell was procurement fraud. The reference I want to make for Darrell where there is procurement breaches are such alike and such a forth. Here we have allegation of murder, arson, fraud, embezzlement, misappropriation, stealing. And Mark Golden them comfortable to sit with Andrew Holness, state minister that is said to be stealing from the ministry. Let's not call for a removal of him from the ministry now. A removal pending the investigation. If the investigation turned out that nothing was wrong, him can go back to the ministry. If the investigation turned out that Rosie was true, then he ought to be removed from the cabinet position. Why is the PNP so silent? Because this one fine writing, given the big disgrace over taxpayer money and all the other allegations aligned to it, why is the PNP so silent? You know, hear none of them talk about it publicly. You know, see no press conference about it. So, Mark Golden them have a mainstream media syndrome. Because Mark Golden them have so much blogger support where they can do interview, put out statement, all sorts of things to keep the narrative in the public eye. Say, don't listen to the spat between the MP and the councillor. Oh, I must sneeze. What you must focus on is the allegations, especially to do with your taxpayer money, which you now enjoy. Globalists are facing thing to the Obaya. Lord have mercy. The weather was bipolar today. From where we've been enjoying decent spring weather. Well, it literally thought out so this morning. Box, you know, cover. Fool will figure up on road so in a spring jacket. Lord have his mercy. I get batteration with hailstone today. We have every weather in England today. AB1, rain, hail, wind. I'm going to see what we don't have. Sun. Lord Jesus, I want to sleep. The way how the weather do me today. Never nice at all, at all, at all. Paulette, how you do? The PNP statement of fine writing, given the magnitude of where tear we out a road here, so is not enough. Donovan Williams has been left at the ministry to steal with impunity. And Mark Golden them only a call for investigation. Nikita Burchell claims that she a political strategist, she a communication and political strategist. And I know we not see no narrative out there captivating the people's mind, pointing the people, directing the people as to what you must focus on. Because a lot of PNP just sit for the mix up. A lot of PNP, Labour, them very silent. Labour, you know all right? Labour, you know all right? You know hear what I'm going? Boy, we wouldn't want to be a part of the Labour Party because the amount of shame, Leonie Denton, how you do? The amount of shame you don't have to deal with Labour, right? The amount of time you have to hold down your head out here. Me never want be part of the bangarang there because it's hard to defend everything over there, so. It's hard to defend anything over there, so because it's hard to keep up. It's hard. That's what I'm going to play back the article, because the PNP them record no clean neither. Why them so silent upon the issue? Because the whole of them know to say with constituency development fund and with local government money is being paid off by them and them friends, cronies, and contractors. You know, we're going to run back the article. Come here, people come on Facebook and question me if me ready for Buildright construction sue me. So I'm going to run back the article tonight as well. Because you know, go on, like I said, everybody in our country for stay silent and make Errol how you do. And make them just broke down the country and haul it down, follow them galang. So and more we are sink into squalor. Ivan Bradford, how you do? More and more we are sink into squalor. So since as they built right, construction article hatono, may I go run it again because we want to know about our money. We want to know about where money them. So we money a cost big old war in a public, even though the PNP them see what the problem is. But because them have something to hide, them can't come out. Look on Labour when I have integrity. I just see money galang in where when Lawrence come out and make the money allegations against in the tearing apart. Labour right use it as a song and dance. They have press conference interview and they were just going on and on and on. Why is the PNP so silent? What the PNP have to hide? Or how much of the money them we are share up? Where Rosie attacks a share up on a PNP get out, or how much of the money in a phone constituency PNP share up in other way there and squander in other way there. How much in a constituency PNP I get kickback? PNP, why not attack? Like I say, a labor right one, I get kickback. Like a labor right one, I share up with money between them. Like on a long time, on a do it. But to 2026 of the year for disgrace and bust out secret. Bunch of thieves.
The architecture of influence, Buildright construction and the shadows over Jamaica's public purse. For years, the Jamaican political landscape has been haunted by the specter of crony capitalism, a system where the lines between state governance and private enterprise become so blurred that the national treasury begins to resemble a private piggy bank for the politically connected. At the heart of this ongoing debate is the relationship between the administration of Prime Minister Andrew Holness, the influential Williams Brothers network, and the prolific Grade 1 contractor, Buildright Construction Company Limited. To understand the allegations of fleecing the public purse, one must look beyond the concrete and steel of infrastructure projects and into the complex web of procurement, proximity, and power. The rise of a construction giant. Buildright Construction, established in 1984 by Theodore and Owen Campbell, is not a shell company. It is a legitimate, high-capacity engineering firm capable of executing massive civil works. However, its status as a Grade 1 contractor under the Public Procurement Commission grants it access to the most lucrative government tenders in the nation. While the company has the technical merit to perform, the controversy lies in the frequency and scale of the contracts it has secured under successive Jamaica Labour Party mandates. The fleecing narrative gained significant traction following the Auditor General's special report into the Jamaica Development Infrastructure Program. This $400 million United States dollars initiative was intended to revolutionize Jamaica's road network, but instead became a case study in administrative opacity. Buildright was identified as a primary beneficiary, securing subcontracts valued at approximately $2.47 billion. Critics argue that such massive allocations to a single entity, often with limited competitive friction, represent a strategic siphoning of public funds into a closed circuit of preferred builders. The Williams Brothers and the Inner Circle. The term Williams Brothers, referring to figures like Kingston Mayor Delroy Williams and MP Donovan Williams, has become shorthand in Jamaican political discourse for the inner sanctum of the Holness administration. While the Williams Brothers do not legally own Buildright, the company is frequently cited as a preferred partner in projects within their jurisdictions or areas of influence. The concern raised by civil society and the opposition is not necessarily that the work is left undone, but that the procurement process is rigged by proximity. When a contractor is perceived as being in with the Prime Minister's inner circle, it creates a chilling effect on the market. Smaller independent contractors are often squeezed out, and the public is left to wonder if they are getting the best value for their tax dollars, or if they are simply subsidizing the wealth of the politically anointed. This concentration of state resources within a narrow corridor of associates is what many observers define as a systematic fleecing of the public purse. A crisis of accountability and transparency. The allegations surrounding Buildright and its political patrons point to a deeper systemic failure in Jamaica's oversight mechanisms. The Integrity Commission has repeatedly flagged instances where members of parliament and high-ranking officials have had unusual influence over the selection of contractors for community development and national infrastructure projects. In the case of the Holness administration, the optics are particularly damaging. The Prime Minister's own history with construction-related disclosures has made the public hypersensitive to any project involving Buildright or the Williams network. When billions of dollars are funneled through layers of subcontracting, a practice common in JDIP and subsequent road rehabilitation programs, accountability vanishes. This layering makes it nearly impossible for the average citizen to track exactly how much of their tax money is going toward actual materials and labor, and how much is being skimmed as administrative fees or political kickbacks. Conclusion: the cost of connection. Ultimately, the story of Buildright construction and its ties to the current administration is a story about the erosion of trust. In a healthy democracy, the public purse is a sacred trust used to uplift the entire population. When that purse is consistently opened for the benefit of a select few who walk the corridors of Jamaica House, the foundation of the state begins to crack. If Jamaica is to move beyond the cycle of corruption allegations, it requires more than just denials from the podium. It requires a radical restructuring of the procurement process, an end to the constituency-based awarding of major civil contracts, and a transparent audit of every cent paid to firms within the Prime Minister's orbit. Until then, the name Buildright will remain a symbol of an era where political connection was the most valuable tool in a contractor's kit, and the Jamaican taxpayer was the one left footing the bill for a prosperity that only seems to reach a chosen few.
This article garnered some attention, even on the website where my articles are published. It's the leading article out there now on my website. So whoever think to say, because some of them ask me if me ready to be sued. These people don't read, you see, so them always think. One of them tell me this article is malicious, and I'm there wait for them use the spurious word like Darrell Vaz. Because you see, these people, especially these labor rights, they do not read. I mean, from parliament to behind the zinc fence, from uptown to downtown, labor rights do not read. That's why them can always come think to say it's political narrative or propaganda. All you have to do is go and read the Auditor General report or the IC report where Buildright is mentioned in. But because uno don't read, because uno take news by word of mouth, I wonder if they understand how word of mouth misleading. Because when you take news by word of mouth, everybody will tell the story, tell it in the way they understood it or what they remember of it. Doesn't mean it's the original story. And I hit uno labor right, pick up and walk with all the time. Or uno is being willfully naive or willfully I don't know what to say uno are willfully play. Because sometimes me really cannot believe say uno so dunce and politically biased that even when the thing a poke you in your eye, you say nothing no there. It's I'm seeing it, but it's not there. We don't need to inform on yourself more. Do not rely on the words of your politician, or do not rely on the word of any of us in the media. Go and read. That's why you will be misinformed. When you depend on someone else to inform you, you will be misinformed. The purpose of my job, especially, is to point you to things that you need to look further into. Not for you just come and hear and see it as news carrying. Something that you must want to know more about. You want to know the full story. You want to have a rounded view of something where you hear me say. That's what information is about. Information is not about gossiping or ego caressing. Not that. It's really not that. Especially at a critical juncture where the world at a time like no, it's not really that. If you can't keep up with the world, you're go left behind. If you cannot keep up, you're go left behind. If you're uninformed, you will be surprised. If you're not in the know, you will be captured by fear. So you must read. Read. I mean, if you don't know how to use on a phone, sometimes you don't have to do the reading, you know. There's bits and pieces on the phone we can read the thing for you, or you can download dollar, copy the website, drop it in a dollar and dollar, we read it for you. But you can't continue through life and don't read. Information, or if you want to call it knowledge, is power. That's why your politicians can dominate your mindset, regardless of how fed up you are of them, regardless of how much you realize that they have not done for you, regardless of their failed promises, because they have you naturally and politically illiterate. You will just have to accept and settle to whatever them come and tickle you and promise you. But if you're informed and clued up to question them and debate with them and what you want, then they may see them and deal with people sensible and they may do otherwise. But when they see them and deal with fools who are willing to sell themselves cheap, who are willing to allow politicians electoral cycle after electoral cycle to run off with billions of our public dollars, while water, light, road, hospital, school, everything is in decay and decline. And nobody is supported in our country like politicians. You just have to look at August of last year, how Jamaica came out and serenaded them. How Jamaica come out and stood up with them to put them in a position to steal, to put them in a position to mismanage, to put them in a position just to serve their ambitions and pockets. And that's exactly what the PNP is doing at the moment, serve their ambitions and their pocket. Because to say, when it comes to opposing, when it comes to highlighting, when it comes to the watchdogging, when it comes to the tone crying, so the entire Jamaica people can hear what Labour do with taxpayer money. The PNP is just not there. They are days late on their statement. Dorrit, Violet Watson, how no do? They are days late on their statement. But their statement doesn't go far enough. Because Donovan Williams has been accused of stealing from the ministry he's in. And Mark Golding and his team has not called for Donovan removal from the ministry pending the investigation. So if Donovan has steal from the ministry, Donovan is left there to steal with impunity until it happened. We don't hear nothing from Andrew. Andrew, your solidarity money Your solidarity money and your wholeness. We hear say Donovan take it by a vote. Donovan take it by political capital. Does Andrew Holness have anything to say? Labor right, why not so silence? Come out and defend on the crime as usual. Labor right is known to always come out and defend them crime and them stealing. As to why no quiet pan this year 1 year, me no know. Last year you were all rolling and making the political killing out of the PNP West Central Kingston money debacle as well. But because the PNP them afraid for them sore foot, somebody go kick them in a for them sore foot. Them not going to the crowd. PNP. Because we don't want to get kicking on a sore foot. We don't stay out of the crowd. A media don't want to fight on a war phone. A media don't want to fight on a war phone. This is political capital, yeah. In any democracy, this is a huge political capital. This a narrative, this a bucket of narrative flowing over. And Nikita Burchell, I come tell we say she a communication strategist. What you talk about? Who you communicate to Nikita Burchell? Because nobody out here is hearing. Maybe you're talking to the dead Nikita. Or you have talk in your head. But you're certainly not speaking to the people of Jamaica. Because nobody's hearing you. Everybody know Marlon Morgan and Apka Fitzhenley are the mouthpiece over JLP. We have no idea who is the PNP mouthpiece. Jamrock, all you do. Who is the PNP mouthpiece? Because Nikita Burchell tell we say she, but we don't hear Nikita Burchell, and we don't see Nikita Burchell out there. This level of representation we're getting from the PNP, which we work hard to put in a parliament, to be a vanguard against the bunch of crooks, the corrupt regime that has taken over our country, the Friends and Family organization which has taken over our country. The PNP them not do what we put them there for. The PNP them now utilize the 100% raise what we give them in a number and more on that in a pay rise. You know, here the spokesman for the Ministry of Labour come out and grunt. You don't hear the communication strategist for the party come out and grunt. You know, see no press conference, nothing. Is that all? That's all the opposition is to this issue? The source of fine writing? Once you know, so the Auditor General, I just the Auditor General and Vlogger to do the PNP work. Because once the PNP make the referral to the Auditor General, the IC and MOCA, everything is done there, so. Everything done there, so Mark Golding and the PNP. We can find things out here for talk about. Or we just chat. I just chat, we chat. So to put we never out here chat. How the PNP wouldn't want this to be out in the public then? I wonder if the PNP then want we to shut up. This is not good opposition. This is not good opposition. It sounds like them complicit with Andrew Holness. We're not getting money's worth from Mark Golding and the PNP. We're just not getting money's worth. It cannot be that all the PNP have fist upon this is a page and a half of fine writing. That doesn't go far enough. A page and a half of fine writing that doesn't go far enough. Because them not call for Donovan removal pending the investigation. What them a call for?
The sound of silence, analyzing the PNP's passivity amidst the West Central Kingston taxpayer debacle. In the volatile arena of Jamaican politics, silence is rarely just the absence of noise. It is a calculated, or perhaps miscalculated, political statement. Currently, the political landscape is being rocked by a public and messy debacle in West Central Kingston involving high-ranking Jamaica Labour Party figures. When a member of parliament and a councillor from the same governing party engage in a public spat over the allocation and management of taxpayer funds, it typically signals a moment of extreme vulnerability. However, the most curious element of this saga is not the infighting itself, but the relative quietude of the People's National Party. The headline, "The JLP Internal War Over Public Funds, Why is the Opposition Staying Quiet?" serves as a jarring indictment of the current state of opposition politics in Jamaica. The anatomy of an internal war. The conflict in West Central Kingston is more than a simple personality clash. It is a fundamental breakdown in the administration of public resources. When taxpayer money becomes the bone of contention between an MP and a councillor, it suggests a lack of oversight, transparency, and institutional control within the governing party's constituency machinery. For the JLP, this internal war is a public relations nightmare that exposes cracks in the party's prosperity narrative. It reveals a scenario where personal or factional interests may be superseding the collective duty to serve the constituents of Kingston. In a healthy democracy, such an opening is a golden ticket for the opposition. Usually, a political party out of power would seize this opportunity to frame the government as disorganized, self-serving, and fiscally irresponsible. By highlighting the internal friction, the PNP could effectively argue that if the JLP cannot manage its own internal distribution of funds without public warfare, they cannot be trusted with the macro management of the national purse. The role of the opposition and the duty of accountability. The primary constitutional and moral mandate of the PNP is to act as a watchdog. Their silence in this specific instance is statistically and strategically deafening. By asking why is the opposition staying quiet, we are forced to look at the PNP's current leadership and tactical approach. Are they waiting for more evidence, or have they lost the killer instinct required to win back the Treasury benches? One must consider the optics. When the government is caught in a loop of internal finger-pointing regarding public funds, the opposition's role is to amplify that noise until it reaches every corner of the electorate. Staying quiet allows the JLP to frame this as a family matter that can be settled behind closed doors, effectively shielding the details of the taxpayer money debacle from the rigorous scrutiny of a parliamentary debate or a public commission of inquiry. The PNP's passivity essentially grants the JLP the grace period they need to perform damage control. Strategic calculation or political lethargy. There are several theories as to why the PNP might be holding its tongue. The first and most charitable is the Napoleonic strategy. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. By letting the MP and the councillor continue their public spat, the PNP may believe the JLP is doing more damage to itself than any opposition press release ever could. However, this is a risky gamble. In the age of 24-hour news cycles and social media, a failure to lead the conversation often results in being left out of it entirely. The second, more cynical theory is that the PNP may be wary of glasshouse syndrome. If the opposition feels that their own historical or current management of constituency funds could not withstand the same level of scrutiny they are demanding for West Central Kingston, they may choose a path of mutual non-aggression. This omerta between political elites is exactly what disenfranchises the Jamaican voter, creating a feeling that both sides are two sides of the same coin when it comes to the lack of accountability for public funds. The impact on the electorate. The ultimate victim of this silence is the Jamaican taxpayer. When the JLP fights over money and the PNP says nothing, the message sent to the public is that taxpayer funds are merely spoils of war to be divided, rather than a sacred trust to be guarded. The unaligned or swing voters, those who will ultimately decide the next general election, are looking for a party that displays a fierce protective instinct over the national purse. If the PNP cannot find the voice to condemn and investigate a blatant debacle in a key constituency like West Central Kingston, they risk appearing irrelevant or worse, complicit in a culture of political entitlement. Silence in the face of a fiscal scandal is not a neutral act. It is a concession. Conclusion. The internal war within the JLP over West Central Kingston's funds offered the People's National Party a clear path to moral and political high ground. By choosing to stay quiet, the PNP has missed a vital opportunity to define itself as the party of transparency and disciplined governance. As the JLP works to patch its internal wounds, the public is left wondering if the opposition is truly ready to provide the robust oversight that Jamaica so desperately requires. In the final analysis, a quiet opposition is a luxury the taxpayers cannot afford.
A quiet opposition is a luxury the Jamaica people cannot afford. I'll leave you with this thought for tonight, because if I come home, I want to sleep, because the weather batter me out the road today. But I say, if I go lay down, I now go wake up to do the show. So, I say, make me batter it out. Make me batter it out until showtime. So thank you all for keeping up with me tonight. And if you're a member or a supporter of the People's National Party, tell them this is not enough. Tell them there is political capital here only if they know how to strategize and communicate it. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Lovely to have your support. As always, join us back tomorrow morning for your At a Glance program. Thank you and good night from Global TV.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just and I as a watchman, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, night. We gotta bust down Babylon walls. Preparing the way, preparing the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime, fight down. Me say Rastafari, war and crime, and do the righteousness. And we love, and we love Jaja, and we love Jaja, Rastafari, save all people. And we love Jaja, we love Jaja, we love Jaja, Rastafari, save all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I and I as a watchman, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace, while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way, prepare the way for Rastafari. Fight down war and crime, fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, we love all, and we love Jah, me love Jaja, me love Jaja, Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jaja, Rastafari, Rastafari, Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan. Make him a throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see, they didn't sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see, they can sell out Rasta. I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Just talk on the right. Give a show and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man, show and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and show one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and show one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman show one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.